Next up is Kevin Dyck. He'd like to come up and have a few words. How do you follow that? That looked pretty pre-planned. We had gone through last night doing a little research of what marriage has to offer, and we were going through the redneck version of marriage. we found some interesting material. Here we have terms of endearment. There was a man was invited to some old friend's home for dinner. His buddy preceded every request to his wife by endearing terms, calling her honey, my love, darling, sweetheart, pumpkin, and so on. He was so impressed since the couple had been married almost 70 years. While the wife was off in the kitchen, he said to his buddy, I think it's wonderful that after all these years you've been married, you still call your wife those pet names. His buddy hung his head and replied, to tell you the truth, I forgot her name about 10 years ago. I'm not saying Greg has a bad memory. It's for at least a dozen years now. We actually met in high school, about in the middle of high school, and we got to ride the pine together on the basketball team. It was an interesting time we had. We definitely had a few laughs on the end of the bench there. Definitely warmed up the seats, that's for sure. That's for sure. And it was interesting because we met over basketball. And then just basketball kind of brought us together. I remember the first day he invited me over. There was a couple guys hanging out, and they needed one more guy to play 3-on-3 basketball. You know, he had created this big backboard and the hang-on rim. It made it lower so we could jump and dunk on this thing, for us shorter guys that wanted a vertical or thought we had one. So calls me up. Another friend of ours calls me up, show up, and it's kind of raining, drizzling. So I lived in town already, so I got over there and we played our game and had a good time. I ended up just sticking around after. So we go inside and we get talking, and he starts sharing the gospel with me. And it's funny because I'm Mennonite. I grew up in the church. So I thought he knew. And so he's sharing the gospel with me. You need Jesus and going on. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm a Christian already. Surprise, surprise. So we ended up just right from that moment, we hit it off, and right from then, it's been almost the Kevin and Greg duo ever since. It's wherever he went, I went. Wherever I went, he went. We hung out so much, and I tell you, awesome individual. I can't tell you enough how much I love this man. I lived in London in university, and you know how university students are, a little low on the cash and moving through, but he wasn't going to school, and it was interesting how our relationship worked. He'd come live at my place on the weekend, and he'd buy food. So it really worked out. It really worked out. I just kept inviting him back. Come on. So we'd even get caught in the supermarket, and here I am pushing the cart. We're picking things off the cart. We actually got accused of being a gay couple. Well, he retorted back, at least I make him push the cart. Oh, we had a ball. We've had a ball. And it's interesting, to see this couple start right from the beginning of their blooming relationship, and to see the rough edges bumped out, to see the different things, even our relationship even going through a little turmoil, and then even getting stronger even in the midst of it. And I tell you, I can't love a man any more than what's possible, and that's only been given by God. I've always said it, and right from the beginning, God showed me that He's always been a friend closer than a brother. And it's been interesting because we've been through the dating stages of dating other girls, and we even went to prom together at one point, and this is 3 years out of high school. We had the best time ever. Anybody seen Night at the Roxbury? The little guy gets up on the big guy's hips and swings around. We had a ball. I had to clear some space though, so it was funny with him around my hips and his head going off of people's butts. Made some room though, made some room. I tell you, we've always had a good time. We've always had awesome conversation, and to see Kim come up in this, to touch his heart so affectionately, and just to see the relationship bloom, and even our relationship, it's been so awesome, and it's been special for me. Really special for me, because as much as I've grown to love Greg, he's been so much a part of my heart. And what happens to him happens to me. Not that I'm marrying her too, but although we did discuss that at one point. We were kind of disappointed in the girls we had dated, so we had just come together in agreement saying, well, if we found a good one, we'd share. I think you're safe. It's okay. It's okay. I think we can come to this agreement. It's all right. So, but through it all, and to see this, and to be here on this special day, just to be an honor to stand up with both of you, in agreement, in covenant with you, agreeing with this special day of marriage. It's been a special sight to see, and then yet to even be far away, but still connected by heart. It's really special. And Kim, I can't tell you, you have such an amazing man there. And I know for a fact that you won't let this one get away. And it's been awesome. Like, if you know me, you know him. And but although I think he's still better looking. So I just bless you two. Bless you. If those didn't hear that, he said, I look better pushing a cart. I'm the hired muscle. So, actually, just one last little bit of, I would say, redneck humor. It says, who wears the pants? This is a question. This is, there were three guys talking in a pub. Two of them were talking about the amount of control they had over their wives, while the third remained quiet. After a while, one of the first two turned to the third and said, well, what about you? What sort of control do you have over your wife? The third fellow said, I'll tell you. Just the other night, my wife came to me on her hands and knees. The first two guys were amazed. Wow! What happened then? They asked. The third man took a healthy swallow of his beer, sighed, and uttered, she said, get out from under the bed and fight like a man. Besides that humor, bless you. I love you both. All the best to you. And may God's richest blessings be upon you. Thank you.